Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan on a Monday at 12 o'clock. I hope you're all okay and you've got your cuppa ready. Got a nice cup of tea here. So, how is everybody? How are you all since last week? The sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. I hope you're having a good day so far. And it is Monday. Monday's my favourite day. So I'm waiting for someone to come on here, then I can send you a Monday hug. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So perhaps most of you are working or you're busy. So anyway, so today's Tea with Nan is all about giving to yourself. You know, give yourself the things you need from others. It's very important that we remember to do that because quite a few of us are giving to everybody else, give to our families and friends. Of course we do. But we have lots of other areas of our lives that we don't we don't give ourselves those things. We give other people the love, the care, the support, but do you really give it to yourself? Oh, hi Vandy, you're the very first person on here. Lots of love to you on a Monday morning. I hope you're okay. So today, as I say, give to yourself is what we're all about today. And quite a lot of people, as I say, they forget to give to themselves. They're so busy giving to other people, and that feels good, doesn't it, when you give to your family and friends? But we mustn't forget ourselves. So I wrote a little affirmation out for people, and all my clients love it. I give myself the things I need from others. And that's quite a good thing to do, because when you're giving to yourself, you're valuing yourself. You're giving yourself the things that perhaps you're not getting on the outside. I mean, if we expect people to give us what we need, we expect other people, then we become sort of codependent. We think, okay, if I had that from that person and that from that person over there, and if he, she, they gave me whatever I need, quite often people think that they're going to be happy as a result of that. But they're not, because quite often people are disappointed, or perhaps that person they expect it from can't deliver, can't give that thing that they desire or need. And it's not their fault, it's just the way it is. So the best thing to do is to learn how to give yourself the things you need from others, because that is a very powerful thing to do. Oh, hi Susan, it's lovely you're here. Happy Monday hugs to you, darling. It's really nice that you're watching and joining in. I hope you've got your cuppa ready. So, we expect or hope or demand, even some people demand that they need from other people. And it isn't really very healthy to do that, because the pressure or the expectation on another person to provide what you need isn't really very healthy. It's not very good. It sort of suffocates the other person. And as much as people want to help each other, it is just very difficult for everyone to meet those needs. So let's think about that. Imagine if you were to give yourself the things you need from others. So give that an example, like, I don't know, husband and wife or friends or family. Perhaps you're not getting something from somebody. Whatever that something is, it might be respect, it might be support, it might be love, it might be anything of that nature. What do you want? What do you need? Perhaps a bunch of flowers, take yourself out for a meal maybe. This is what you need to do. You need to give yourself those things that you expect or hope from other people. Because three things happen. When you give yourself those things, you are getting stronger in your sense of self. You're helping your emotions, you're helping your mind, you're helping your body actually as well. The chakras I always talk about. It's quite powerful to be able to give yourself something. And the vibe you give out is self-sufficient, independent, and, it's not needy. That's a great thing. And other people, as a result of that, quite often want to give you exactly what you've just given yourself. Which is ironic, isn't it? Because then you don't need it. And that's a very healthy thing to say as well. You just don't need it. Oh, I think someone just sent me a heart there. Thank you. That's lovely. So I had to learn to do this myself, of course, and that's why I'm talking about it. So to not rely upon another person is giving them the choice to give them as much as they can to you. And we all need support and love from each other. But if we learn to give it to ourselves first, then we're in a healthy place and we know what we want. We know what helps us. Oh, hi, Jane. Lovely to see you. Happy Monday to you, my darling. Sun is shining and it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a nice feeling today. All the flowers are coming up in the garden. It's lovely. So I've got a little story. Well, actually, I've got two little stories. One story is mine about two pots, okay, two flower pots, as we're talking about flowers. Quite often, we'll take a relationship, for instance, okay? We have, say, two people starting a relationship in any form, and you put that in a pot, okay? There's two seeds in a pot, two flowers growing. So, hi Jane. So up comes these flowers. Okay, they're starting to grow and they're growing in the same pot. But what happens quite often, if they sort of stifle each other, they become pot bound because they want to grow, but there's not enough space in here. It's too codependent. So what I like to show people to do is basically imagine that as much as you want that closeness, it can be too suffocating and too needy and too codependent. And in the end, you just can't really be yourself inside that situation. So imagine having two pots side by side to support each other. And there's independence of that individual flower growing at its own pace, attending to its own needs, supporting each other. So they're still there for each other, but they're not suffocated. That's how I like to think of relationships, good, healthy relationships, and to give yourself that pot of independence just where you can grow alongside another person, respectfully of their needs in their own pot. And that works very well for me. I tend to think of, that's how I like to have all my relationships around me, family as well. Let them grow in their own pot. Let's just support them while they grow. It's an interesting concept, isn't it? So I like to do that because people thrive. I thrive because I'm independent and not suffocated. I'm allowed to be myself in that pot, and so is everyone else around me. So give that some thought, but perhaps whether we are in one pot together, perhaps we are too intertwined and we perhaps need to be repotted. So another story I've got here is about Wayne Dyer. Oh, I love Wayne Dyer, lovely Wayne Dyer. He told a story years ago about orange juice. Now, most of my clients know this. I'm just going to give reference to it because I use it in a certain way for myself every day to address feelings that I need to be met. So, Wayne Dyer's story, orange juice. Okay, if you squeeze an orange, all you get is orange juice because that's what's inside. And it doesn't matter who squeezes it or how hard you squeeze it, it's always orange juice. Well, if you take that metaphor to yourself, it doesn't matter who, what, squeezes a reaction out of us, invokes the feeling. It doesn't matter who does that. It's actually our own orange juice, our own. It's always been laying dormant. That feeling, that reaction, it's like the orange juice inside you. It's been laying dormant, and that person in that situation has just brought that to the surface. It squeezed it out to be in your reality right now. So if you take that, if you just think about that for a minute, he hasn't made you sad, she hasn't made you angry, A, B, C, all those things on the outside of you hasn't actually independently made you feel anything. You've already had that laying dormant inside you for a long time. Hi Maggie, lovely to see you, my dear cousin. Thank you for being here. Quite often, myself as an example, I used to be quite angry and anxious all the time years back, and I didn't realise that it wasn't so much that person, or I thought it was that person or that situation that was making me feel this, but it wasn't. It was always stuff building up inside, on a subconscious level, if you like, and every time something would happen, it would store more of that same feeling in my subconscious, and I'd expect it. So I had to deal with my orange juice every day. I had to sort of think, that person's made me feel again and again, because the more you feel that reaction, the more it's sort of set in your body and your mind. So it's good to actually address it and take responsibility for the feelings that you have. So when somebody made me feel, this is how I changed it, and how I use the story, is that when somebody made me feel a negative emotion, whatever that was, I then had to go back into myself and say, what do I need from that person that I'm not giving myself? How can I clean myself up from that feeling? So if I got someone who wasn't supporting me, and I hope they would, all I'd have to do is imagine, okay, I'm going to support myself. I'm going to support my inner child, if you like, but I'm going to give myself what I'm not getting from that person. And if I'm not being respected or valued or supported or loved, give those feelings to yourself. That's what I did. So I realised objectively, to clean up yourself on the inside, your orange juice, if you like, your reaction that's been laying dormant for a long time and building, to stop that from marring, to influencing your life in a negative way, you have to take responsibility for how you feel and what you can give yourself. And it's really interesting, because the more you do that, the less likely you're going to attract situations around you that make you feel that old feeling. And I hardly ever get angry now. I can't remember the last time. But basically, you don't really perform in the same way. You perform in a much higher vibration when you're aware of what those feelings are doing to you on the inside. Your opportunity to change it right then and there. I give myself the things I need from others. And it's something I've always believed in past few years, and it's always worked for me, but I know it'll work for you if you try it. And I'm asking people to write that affirmation out. Actually, I'll come back to that later. So if you clean up your orange juice, then you really are making a change. You're making a change in your mind, the way you look at things, what you attract into your life by the law of attraction. That's always worth doing it for that. And you're actually helping your body's energies, because you're not bogged down by that feeling, that anger, that feeling, that fear, that sadness, whatever you're not getting that's invoked a feeling of reaction. So if you could just think, okay, I'm going to clean my body up, my orange juice. If anyone's not giving you what you need, just think, I'm giving it to myself. You know, make a mental list. What do you need? And as I say, you're going to attract more of it into your body. So what chakra areas are really affected by this, and I've got a little board to remind me here, is the yellow. Because you're taking an action against it, you're changing it, you're becoming happier as a result of giving something to yourself. You know, you're feeling in control and independent. You know, those pots, remember? You're going to give yourself permission to have everything you need in life from you to you, a gift from you to you. You know, there was a lady years ago I met. She really inspired me. She said, you know, I always treat myself the way I'd like to be treated in her relationship. I buy myself flowers. I take myself for a meal. And I thought, well, that's amazing, because she's giving herself everything she needs, but ironically, she gets more of it. And people wanted to give her everything she was giving herself. So that's where I suppose it stemmed from, when I thought, well, if she can do it, maybe I can give myself enough value to do the same. Hi, Alana. That's nice that you're watching, darling. Happy Monday. Hugs to you. So what other chakras are affected are the orange. This is relationship area. And so all your relationships can improve if you're letting them breathe. Okay, that's another way of thinking about it. Let them breathe. You're valuing yourself. You're taking your attention away from what you want from somebody else, and that is definitely going to help the situation. Oh, hi, Julia. Lovely you're here. Thank you. Happy Monday. Hugs to you. So, so you're helping all relationships, because that area of your body will open when you use this. Okay. Hi. So when you use this attitude, you know, I'm going to deal with my own orange juice every day. How do I feel? What is that person making me feel? If it's great, that's lovely. And if it isn't, deal with it. Just go back in and think, what's missing? What's missing here? You know? Oh, hi, Vicky. So there's, to take responsibility for your own orange juice, as I say. It's a nice story. Wayne Dyer told some lovely stories, but that particular one made me realise that I am responsible for what I call into my consciousness. I'm responsible for my own reaction. And it's never too late to clean up the orange juice. I've been doing it for many years, but it gets easier and easier the more you address it. Because it's also easy to say, if that person didn't do this, or that situation wasn't like that, then I'd feel okay. But how many of us really felt the satisfaction if that changed? It doesn't really. We just attract it round the corner. And we end up feeling that feeling again that's been laying dormant, laying down at the bottom of our emotional pond, if you like. So be interested. Don't judge it too much. But when a feeling comes up and you feel that negative reaction that triggers you, hold the feeling up and think, what is it I'm missing here? Oh, hi, Annie. Is it Amy? Amy. Oh, thank you for coming here. Oh, it's nice to see you. So hold the feeling up. And instead of judging, I shouldn't be feeling that, or that person, you know, making excuses, it's really good to look inside yourself. What do I need? And just simply, if you can't give it to yourself, imagine giving it to yourself. Okay? Give yourself that feeling of nurturing and kindness. You know, the green opens as well. This area here, the heart chakra. When you're giving yourself love, when you're giving yourself compassion and kindness and support, all these areas are affected in your body. You're actually doing a really good job of looking after yourself if you can do that. You're nurturing yourself, and most of all, you're changing the way you think about things. So it becomes a positive thing, and a positive thing leads to more positive things. So I give myself the things I need from others. It was really important for me, because it became a bit of a game. What am I not getting? Okay, I'm just not going to react against it. I'm going to come back to myself. I'm not going to want or demand anything from anyone else. I'm just going to come in and find out what I need. And if you're not sure, oh, hi, Ron. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. If you're not sure, just check in with yourself. What would be the magic wand if you were happy? What would make you happy from ABC, from a situation or a person? And then take that feeling and imagine giving that to yourself. Give yourself the hand to hold. Give yourself the love. Give yourself the value or the validation that you might be looking for from someone else. It's also easy to blame everyone else for what we don't get. And quite a lot of us don't realise we're doing it. We all do it, actually. It's a question of just being aware. And people I've taught this to have really, really enjoyed realising that to stop their reaction, to stop building more of the same negative situation, they only have to bring themselves back. And I remember once, it was really funny, when my son was quite young and teenager, we were having an interesting discussion, and he was saying, "That's your orange juice," because we were both reacting against something in quite a different approach. "And that's your orange juice," he'd say. And I'd say, "No, that's your orange juice. No, that's your orange juice." And we went on having a bit of a laugh about it. But we both had orange juice to deal with, and to take responsibility for it and have a laugh about it if you want to. It does liberate you from the old reaction. And so you can be a better, higher vibration. You can see it differently when you're here. When you're sad or those negative feelings, or you're angry, you know, that's brought your emotional balloon down. It makes you see things from a very low point in life. If you can bring your emotions up and look objectively at them, then you're in control of that. And that's going to help you. It's going to help every situation you're in. And it's going to help all those relationships that you around you. So I give myself the things I need from others. Remember the two pots. You know, it's better to have you growing independently, validating your own space and what you need, while supporting other people. And you can be there for each other without that codependency. So I've got a couple of talks that go with this. The Nan Talks, as such, you can find on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk. And the one I'm thinking of, well, actually there's two. One is Be Your Own Cake, one of my favourites. I created this particular talk, this exercise, and that's in the orange section, by the way. If you go on my website and tap on that, it's in that area there. I created it because Be Your Own Cake is like when you can be the source of your own happiness. Hi Faye, lovely to see you, darling. Big Monday hugs to you. So if you can be the source of your own happiness, you're kind of like creating your own cake, you know. Quite often we want people to be our cake, the food that we need. But if you can be your own food, your own source of happiness, then other people can be the icing on your cake. So if ever the icing goes away or disappears, you've still got your cake. So I go into more detail about that on the talk. So Be Your Own Cake is in the orange section of my Nan Talks. Hi Naomi, lovely to see you, and thank you for the hearts, guys. That always makes my day on a Monday. There's another one on the Nan Talks, is Still Your Waters. Now, if people don't know what they feel, and they think, I don't know what I need, I just feel bad, then to recognise what you feel is you have to be calm to do that, don't you? So this is a really nice one to still your mind from overthinking, so that you can know what you want, know what's wrong, and know what to give yourself. So otherwise you won't know, it'll all just be jumbled. So Still Your Waters is in the indigo section, that's up here, the dark blue here. So if you click onto that on the Nan Talks, hi Naomi, then you're going to be able to still your waters. It's a lovely exercise to calm you. Everybody loves this one. And you just calm your mind. And when you've calmed your mind, then you can look into the waters metaphorically, and you can see how you feel and what you need. And if you then could give yourself what you need from that still peaceful place, that's going to do you the world of good. So that's the two Nan Talks I recommend to support what I'm talking about today, how to give to yourself. And the Tea with Nans, which we're doing now, of course, is the informal thing you can click on, and that's just dated. I want you to look at affirmations and how they work. That's on the 12th of the 12th, 22. So if you look up that, then you'll get some more validation as to why I'm asking you to write out this affirmation as I say it again. I give myself the things I need from others. And just make that something you're doing on a daily basis. Give yourself what you need, because it helps you on all different levels, and especially if you want it from another person, they're more likely to give it to you if there's no pressure and you're already self-sufficient in that wholeness of self. You've already made your own cake. They find it easier to be the icing on the cake once you allow that, okay? So that's it, I think, for today. I mean, we've covered everything, I think. But just learn to value yourself enough to say to yourself, I deserve. I give myself the things I want from others. And it isn't a difficult thing to do. Once you start doing it, it becomes an objective game. What am I not getting? Why am I feeling that feeling? And let's clean up our orange juice and make ourselves happier, because we deserve that. So I'm going to go now. I hope you can remember this sort of story about the 2 pots and clean up your orange juice. If you're reacting against anything, change it. Give yourself the things you need from others. I think I've said that about 100 times today, but I hope you all keep your emotional balloon high and that you're in a place of objective awareness of yourself, so that you can be more. You can just thrive, and that's what I want for you. So yeah, time's gone already. So I will see you next Monday, and I hope you've enjoyed today. If you want to talk to me, then you can always email me at nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk. Oh, thank you, Julie. And just think today, just the main thing is, if you just write that out and think, who hasn't given me what I need? I'm going to give myself those things. Just what you need, darling. So everybody, I'm sending lots of love to you all. Thank you, everyone that's on here, and have a lovely week and enjoy yourself. Be in a happy, high vibration. Lots of love. And I shall see you next week. Bye. Take care. Bye.